TV7 Israel News is made possible thanks to your generous donations.
Shalom, good evening. This is TV7 Israel News. U.S. President Donald Trump demands Iran's unconditional surrender. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu asserts that a majority of the Ayatollah regime's security elites have already been eliminated. The United States deploys dozens of refueling aircraft in preparation for a full-fledged offensive. Unconditional surrender. This is U.S. President Donald Trump's unequivocal message to the Ayatollah regime in Tehran that after the Islamic Republic obstinately continues to refuse an American proposed outline for a diplomatic solution. During a lengthy meeting President Donald Trump held with his top security team at the White House, a decision was made to establish a Middle East task force to deal with a host of issues related to force protection in the Middle East first and foremost, ahead of an anticipated decision by President Trump on possibly joining Israel in prosecuting Iran for its efforts to acquire nuclear weapons and its long list of terror-related activities.
The Department of State has established the Middle East Task Force to help coordinate support for U.S. citizens, our U.S. diplomatic missions, and personnel and diplomatic engagement. The task force is operating 24 hours a day. Over the past week, to help keep U.S. citizens informed, we have issued more than 30 security alerts to countries in the region and updated the travel advisories for Iraq and Israel. We remind U.S. citizens not to travel to Israel or Iraq and not to travel to Iran under any circumstances.
Meanwhile, in Israel, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu addressed a nation in which he highlighted the consecutive successes in the war versus the Ayatollah regime and its terror tentacles.
We are facing a double existential threat. We are determined to remove it, and we are removing it. I want to give you a brief overview of our achievements so far. First of all, the nuclear weapons, the greatest existential threat. We struck at the beginning of the war by force, in fact, the senior scientists. So far, we have eliminated 10, and we still have a handout. There are some that we will still complete. We hit Iran's main nuclear enrichment facility, Natanz, a very serious hit. We acted against and destroyed centrifuge manufacturing industries. We are simply reading the facilities of the uranium conversion facility, which is essential for breaking through to nuclear weapons. We also hit that, and we still have a handout. We continue to systematically destroy nuclear targets. Secondly, the ballistic missiles. We have hit and are hitting the production plants one after another. The plants that produce these instruments of death, we are simply eliminating them one after another. We have neutralized hundreds of ballistic missiles. We have hit a huge number of launchers. It doesn't matter how many missiles they have. The question is how many launchers they have, and we're taking them down one by one.
The Israeli Prime Minister continued by highlighting that Jerusalem effectively eliminated the terror regime's security elites, along with much of the RGC's advanced capabilities.
We eliminated Iran's security elite, including 3 chiefs of staff, their Air Force commander, 2 heads of intelligence, 2, yesterday we eliminated another one, both of the Army and the Revolutionary Guards. We hit the head of their operations wing. We are eliminating them one after the other. Here too the hand is still outstretched. We have achieved air control. Israel controls the skies over Tehran. I think it is impossible to overstate the importance of what I am saying right now. I mean, we paved an air highway to Tehran. We control the skies over Tehran. We hit the TAA systems. These are surface-to-air missiles, which were in one of the densest arrays in the world, and we eliminated them. We simply eliminated them. And in western Iran, and also in other places, western and northern Iran, here too the hand is still outstretched. We eliminated many of their drones. In fact, they had thousands of drones. We actually eliminated half of them. 1,000 drones did not arrive at all, and the others too. They have many problems that I will not list either. We hit their central radars, and this is very important in every way. We hit regime targets, their headquarters, their totalitarian broadcasting station, and other targets that you will hear about soon. And of course we do everything, even when these targets are actually planted in the heart of populated areas, including in Tehran. We evaluate the population is leaving.
It is important to know that the population of Israel is showcasing exceptional resilience in the face of long-term hardships. During a tour of one of the sites in central Israel that was struck by an Iranian ballistic missile, IDF Chief of General Staff Lieutenant General Eyal Zamir stressed that the long fortitude of Israel's home front is the root cause for the IDF's success in prosecuting the war against the Islamic Republic of Iran.
We have no choice but to fight this war, and it's being waged across all dimensions. We are determined to complete our missions, and we will deliver on everything we've been tasked to do. We're in an extraordinary situation. Right now, at this very moment, we're hunting surface-to-surface missiles. Our UAVs are out there. Our fighter jets are out there. It's absolutely extraordinary. 1,500 kilometers from Israel, we are hunting down and destroying those surface-to-surface missiles. Now it's your layer coming into action, and it's a crucial one. When something is hit, forces are needed, and people draw strength from seeing you, from knowing that you arrive quickly, rescue people safely, and, of course, treat the injured and respond. And sadly, in events like these, there are also fatalities. Civilian resilience is critical for us. It's a central pillar of our ability to keep functioning. As you said, we are not stopping now. We are not stopping. Why aren't we stopping? Because the civilian home front is resilient. When civilian resilience is strong, we have the strength to keep operating.
Meanwhile, Israel's air campaign against Iran's nuclear infrastructure is yielding substantive results. Rafael Grossi, Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency, highlighted in an emergency session of the IAEA Board of Governors that Israel has already managed to exert substantive damage to Iran's nuclear infrastructure. Nevertheless, the job of destroying the Ayatollah regime's nuclear program is incomplete.
There has been no additional damage at the Natanz fuel enrichment plant site since the Friday attack, which destroyed the above-ground part of the pilot fuel enrichment plant, one of the plants at which Iran was producing uranium enriched up to 60% U-235. Electricity infrastructure at the facility, which included an electrical substation, a main electric power supply building, an emergency power supply, and backup generators, was also destroyed. There has been no indication of a physical attack on the underground cascade hall containing part of the pilot fuel enrichment plant and the main fuel enrichment plant. However, the loss of power to the cascade hall may have damaged the centrifuges located there. The level of radioactivity outside the Natanz site has remained unchanged and at normal levels, indicating no external radiological impact to the population or the environment from this event.
Grossi further noted that thus far, there was no leakage of uranium following the Israeli strikes.
Our Incident and Emergency Center has been up and running 24/7 from the start, ascertaining the status of Iran's nuclear facilities and the level of radiation at relevant sites through constant communication with Iranian authorities. The IAEA is ready to respond to any nuclear or radiological emergency within an hour.
Meanwhile, the Ayatollah regime has voiced outrage over IAEA Director General Rafael Grossi's refusal to lie for the Islamic Republic, claiming that by not adopting the Iranian narrative, he was essentially supporting its enemies.
The fact that he has already fallen short enough is now a matter of historical record. He has played a destructive role. We hope that by documenting this properly, we can ensure it is recorded in history that his historical leniency enabled these abuses.
It is important to highlight that the United States Air Force has deployed a couple dozen KC-135 and KC-46 aerial refueling aircraft in the vicinity of CENTCOM area of responsibility to assist Israel in prosecuting its aerial campaign against Iran's nuclear infrastructure, as well as ahead of an anticipated shift of the U.S. military's defensive posture into a full-fledged offensive campaign. Thank you for watching TV7 Israel News. As ever, it is important to highlight that TV7 Israel is a non-profit ministry with all of our productions 100% donation-based and therefore also available free of charge. If you're blessed by the content of our programs, I would like therefore also to encourage you to donate. You can do so via our website at www.tv7israelnews.com. Moreover, I'd like to also encourage you to pray for the hostages who've now endured over 620 days in Hamas captivity in the Gaza Strip. Pray also for the IDF, US, French, and British service members alongside other nations in the line of duty. And also, please pray for the peace of Jerusalem and salvation of Israel. I'm Jonathan Essen wishing you an Erev Mevorach, and God willing, we'll see you during our next update. Until then, Shalom.